Hello, Umut here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to work on my Jane Davenport journal book again, and I'm going to create an art journal. I'm just protecting my other pages, putting magazine pages back and forth, and I'm going to start my project sticking down some tissue paper just to create a background and getting rid of this blank page. Today you will see I'm going to create a quite muted colors and a rustic look. I generally work with quite bright colors and I must admit a little bit girly, but today I just wanted to create a different look for myself as well. And I think it will have a little bit masculine look as well with its colors. Tissue paper I'm using here is from Holtz. It's really useful to create backgrounds and it comes in a roll. I'm using it forever. I have it for probably like 2 years and it's far from finishing. So actually it's quite good value for money. I'm just randomly tearing them and sticking down on my page. Remember, this is just to have an interest at the very back. I can also tell you that you will find list of supplies down below at the description area or in my blog as usual. You will also find the close-up pictures in my blog. I want to have a little bit crackles this time, so I'm using this crackle paste and applying it with my spatula. Remember, when you use crackle paste, thicker the layer, bigger the crackles, and thinner you put it, the more little will be the crackles. And while I was applying that, I realized I forgot to put gesso on these tissue papers. If I don't put it, they will be very visible, more visible than I want. So I left it on the side and I'm putting a little bit gesso on them. Afterwards, I will put a little bit more crackle paste. My objective is to create a wall, so that's why I'm having something at the background and using a crackle paste to have some cracks on the wall. And now I will create my bricks. I'm using this English red oxide color. It's I think quite close to a brick color. And I'm using my light modeling paste from Liquitex. I'm going to mix this color with my paste and use it for my bricks through a stencil. I put this when you mix light modeling paste, white modeling paste with color, it's always lighter because it's white, so I added a little bit more color to get a darker color. I'm going to use my Holtz stencil with bricks to apply my paste. I'm being really random. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be quite imperfect actually. So I'm applying here and there without paying any attention that it's perfectly applied. As you see, some of them are half. There are stains in the other places. This is the look I am going for. And I will quickly show you my cracks that I created. Here they are, really subtle, but they are there. So they will be visible enough. Here there are more little cracks and here there are more. And now it's time to give color to my wall. For this I will do glazing. This is antique linen from Distress Paints. I will put a little bit of it and I'm using my matte glaze from Paper Artsy. You can get any matte glaze, any brand will work. I'm mixing these two paints, the glaze and the paint, and I will go over my page, and you will see that glaze will allow me to remove some of the paint, because basically what glaze does is it opens your paint. It makes the drying time longer so that you can remove it after you apply it. I let it sit for just a few seconds, and then I take my baby wipe and wipe the parts that I don't want. Generally you will see me wiping the bricks anyway, because I want them to keep the color. And why I'm doing glazing is I want some sort of imperfection, worn out look on the wall with different colors. That's why you will see that I will do glazing with many colors. I'm going from lighter colors to darker colors. This is brushed corduroy, again distress. I'm mixing the two. It's the same. I think the glaze was not enough. I put a lot of paint. And I color all the page, as you see. And I am removing some of the paint, and some will remain. As you see, the paint remains here and there organically. This is the look that I was after, for the paint to be in some areas and not in the others. You cannot quite get this if you only paint and try to remove it. The paint will dry soon, so the glaze is allowing me for the paint to dry later, and I can remove some of the paint. The color I'm using now is frayed burlap, a little bit darker color. And I will repeat the same process of applying paint and then removing it. And I decided to use a bit of the same color that I used for my bricks. I will apply this color around my bricks just to give a little bit of the same color, a bit of extension through the bricks, as if some of the bricks got lost or worn out and fell, I don't know. So it will, I think, make it more realistic, a little bit more organic. And just to remind, I let my bricks with the paste dry first, quite a long time. I didn't want any mess there, so it allowed me to do this glazing quite effectively. Now here is the result. I'm quite happy with it, quite organic, consisting of different colors. Now I'll do some stamping. Actually, I have this stamp and this one is some lightning stamp, but I will use it as cracks on a wall. So I'm using this stamp because I didn't cut this is unmounted, and it's better to cut the edges for it to stamp properly. And I'm using archival ink with sienna color. This color is quite the same as the bricks, so it goes well with my page. Now, after I spent a lot of time on my background, it's time to stick my images. This is a collectibles collection by Kaisercraft. It's called Factory 42. It has very nice sayings, quite masculine set, because apparently it's Father's Day in Australia. So they launched this in paper pads and collectibles. It has very nice sentiments, very interesting images, and the color scheme goes very well with my page. Actually, I decided to use these collectibles before I created my page. So actually I created my page according to these colors. I'm just going through them a little bit for you to see what is there in the pack as well. And in the meanwhile, I decided what to use for my page. I decided to go with these images and place them on my page. I didn't stick them yet. I play and see if it goes. I decided on these sentiments and 2-3 other more. Because there are gray elements in these images, I actually decided to do glazing with one more color, Hickory Smoke from Distress again, and I mix it with my glaze and I will apply it on my page so that I will have a little bit of gray elements. Top, since these look like metal machinery, I decided to bring a metallic element. This is Nuvo waxes, it's called embellishment mousse, and I'm using the dark silver color. You will find the link down below at the description area anyway. To go here and there on my page, I apply it with my hand around the bricks and a little bit on the wall, just to have some metallic elements. This way I think the page will be more cohesive. Another thing for the images is they look rusty, so again I decided to bring these rust paste from Prima. I got a set of 3 with different colors in mini jars. You can find these rust paste in big jars as well, but I thought it was a good idea to buy 3 colors in 3 little jars. It's not like I'm rusting everything, so I'm not going to run over it anytime soon. Again, I'm applying it here and there with my hand, and you will see me, I will apply a darker color as well. This way the colors will go even better with the elements and the page will have even more rustic feel to it, as I wished. Since my metal look got lost a little bit with all the rust that I put, I'm just applying a bit more. And I stick down all my elements. Here you can see as I showed you. And just to have a bit of dimension, I will use my foam tape to put these hexagons that has nice sentiments on it. I will cut the excess of these cogs. I repeat the same thing again and again, but I will say it again. When you have elements that goes off the page, it gives a certain depth and it makes your page look more interesting. And finally I will put this silver wax on my cogs as well, so that all the page is cohesive. This metallic look is on the page and I want it to be a little bit on the elements as well. To bring the page together, the last thing I will do is to do some splashes. For this I'm using this dark rust and adding some water to do the splashes. And also I will do some white splashes as well. For this I'm using my Ecoline white ink. I hope you like this page. I quite like it because it's a different color scheme than I usually do with my bright colors. Quite masculine and rustic, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying to catch the light to show you the metallics as well. And if you liked it, please don't forget to give me thumbs up down below or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That's how I know you like my videos and I keep doing them. Again, I will repeat, the list of supplies are down below at the description area. or in my blog, as well as the close-up pictures of the project. Thanks for watching and hope to see you next time.